straight to the class because we can't wait any longer for all your colleagues or your other students. Now let's first, in order to review what we are about to continue, because we started already about talking about the production possibility. Now, I think it's better if I show you this video. This is more more educational. This one. Now over here they're going to mix both the information that we explained already as production possibility curve and the new concept that is now we are going to discuss right now, that is how this curve can move forward. Okay, well, how this possibility production could be higher. Okay, now let's watch it.
Hello, this movie is gonna go over what causes a PPF to shift. So you've seen the other movies on production possibility curves, you understand that, but what can cause them to shift? So I've gone through a brief list and I'm gonna show what happens. The first is a change in technology, economic growth or growth in the economy, natural disasters or any type of disaster really that will destroy capital in the economy or perhaps reduce the population, like a plague or war. And then investment versus consumer goods, how that can change a PPF. And
now these are different factors that can make this curve move either forward, that it means that the economy is going to grow, or the economy from here, the economy of, for instance, if there are natural disasters, what is happening right now here in the world, now the economy is going to a recession. It means that they are not going to produce this amount of product. Now they're going to move from here to here. Okay, that's what is explained. If you add new technology, that means that you're gonna be more efficient, and then you can produce more. Then you can move this curve from here to here. Now, for instance, and the growth economy also, you can move from here to here, the curve. Now, natural disaster and war definitely is going to shrink your economy and you are going to produce less. So you're gonna move over here. So those are the shifts. Shift means cambios. Shift means cambios. What causes a PPF to shift? ¿Qué es lo que causa que el possible production frontier se mueva? Ya sea para arriba o ya sea para abajo, que se reduzca o aumente las posibilidades. ¿Entendido, chicos? Continuemos. A eso es lo que se refiere con toda esta información.
And so remember that when we draw our typical PPF, it's a snapshot in time. So we're holding everything else constant. But if in the next time period, say tomorrow or a year from now, technology were to get better and we can produce more stuff, then we'll see our PPF shift out. And so what goods we're producing doesn't really matter at this point because technology as a whole has gotten better, or there's been economic growth in the economy, so we can produce more. This shifts out. But
estos son los factores que pueden influir. These are the factors that could affect in order to move from this frontier to this frontier. Now, if you add to your productions or to your factory or what you are producing, you add new technology, then that means that you are more efficient. So that makes, then you're gonna, if you produce over here, let's say sandwiches. Over here, let's pretend over here there are 60 sandwiches. But you bought a new machine that could help you, and with that machine you can produce, let's say 82, from 60, 20 more. Let's pretend this is 80. Now you're gonna be able to produce 80. From 60 sandwiches, you move because you bought a new technology, new machine, then you move from here to here. Now you are able to produce 80 sandwiches, for instance, okay? That's what it means. Why? Because you you had a new technology or the economic growth. Okay, let's continue.
But what if we have a natural disaster like Hurricane Irene and some factories get destroyed? We'll actually see our PPF shift in because we can produce less goods. Also with war if they destroy some things. Now with the last one, we have investment goods or capital goods versus consumption goods. So if we choose to consume today a lot of consumption goods like jeans and food, then in the next time period, we're going to have a very small shift out, limited growth in the economy. That would be if we consume a lot. But if we decide to invest a lot, either in technology or factories, then we get a big shift out. And we see the PPF shifting out a lot more. And that's if we invest in...
You invest in technology, okay? Now, basically, this is a very explanation about what we have to discuss in this class. Now, let me project.
Hello, this movie's gonna go over what causes a PPF.
Here. Let me put the, this is the, okay, yes. This is the PowerPoint, now, this is continuous. Now remember, keep this in mind. If you move over here, if you move from here to here, this is the untainable, que no se puede obtener. Why? Because this is the frontier. Now, if anything that you produce está debajo, under this limit, it means that you are not using efficiently your resources. This area, this inefficient area. And this area is the untainted. Why? Because you cannot produce more than you are allowed because you have a certain amount of resources, okay? Now let's move on. Now let's read this information over here. Okay, hold on, oh my God. Okay, now it says, every point along, now this is another example. Remember I told you guns and butters? Guns means army, invest in army. That's what it means. Remember I explained this last week. It shows the classic production possibility model of guns and butter. Guns represents the shorthand for military spending, and butter means that the economy is going to invest in the national production. There is a conflict. They always want to use the budget in order to buy new equipment for the army, but it's better if they use it for your national production. But you know, you have to defend your country, so that is a conflict. Okay, now this is an example. Every point along the PPC shows a different combination of military and consumer production. These are the combination, okay? These are the possible combination and this example, okay? Now, each point represents efficiency. Each point in this line, any point in this line is efficiency, okay? The most that can be produced, the most that you can produce, only you cannot go further. Sophia tell you cannot produce more than this line. You cannot produce more than this line. You can produce less. But if you produce less, like it says, any point inside the curve, any point inside this curve, this is the curve, represent underutilization or the inefficient, una persona ineficiente, inefficient use of the available resource, okay? No están utilizando eficientemente los recursos. En la línea están usando eficientemente todos los recursos. En el punto 1, 2 o 5 están utilizando los recursos de una manera eficiente. Okay, like it says over here, guys. It says over here. It says any points along the curve 1, 2, or 5 over here. 1, 2, or 5 represents efficiency. Now, point 3, this is point 3 over here. Inside the curve represent the underutilization. Some or all of the factors are not being used efficiently. No lo están utilizando de una manera eficiente. That's why they got this point over here. Okay. Now, point number 4, this point that is over this line, point outside the curve represent a production impossibility, regardless of how the available factors or production are used. This level of production cannot be reached. Why? Because you have a limited production. Your limited production is this line. You cannot produce more than this. Why? Because at this moment on this line, you are producing all your possible production using your limited resources. Okay. Now, it says the shape of the PPC shows a third important economic concept. This is the law of increasing opportunity cost, la ley del aumento en el costo de oportunidad, lo cual dice, which states that as production switch, mientras que la producción cambia from one product to another, en este caso sería entre los armamentos y la producción nacional, en este anterior, mientras que cambia eso, increasingly more resources are needed. Más recursos son necesarios to increase the production of the second production. En este caso, producir más butter. ¿Ya? Y aquí voy a tener que sacrificar los cons, la cantidad de cons para poder producir los butter. ¿Ok? En este caso podríamos utilizar los panes. ¿Se acuerdan que eran los panes en el caso anterior? Panes y acá eran muffins. Bueno, dejaríamos de producir panes para poder producir más que muffins. A eso se refieren. ¿Ok? Ok, now, vamos a movernos acá. Now, changing production. Este es el tema que estamos viendo hoy. Tenemos que 6 minutos. Now, the PPC illustrates a country represent production possibility if its all resources are fixed. However, a country's supply of resources is likely to change over time when additional resources become available. Cuando los recursos adicionales están disponibles. New production possibility beyond the original, cuando hay nuevas posibles adiciones de recursos, entonces puede que la frontera se pueda mover hacia adelante. Cuando no hay, no. Acá hay un ejemplo que habla sobre Estados Unidos en sus inicios. Estados Unidos inició, dice, en la costa atlántica y después se fueron moviendo hacia la costa pacífica, hacia Los Ángeles, California. En ese momento ellos se dieron cuenta que tenían más recursos, muchos más recursos. Entonces la curva podía crecer, podía moverse. ¿Okay? A eso es lo que se refiere este ejemplo. ¿Ok? Entonces vamos a ver aquí el ejemplo. Aquí está. Vamos a suponer que Estados Unidos estaba en esta línea antes, cuando estaba comenzando. Cuando ellos comenzaron a colonizar la otra parte de Estados Unidos, se fueron a la costa atlántica y se ubicaron en otra área, ya había mucho más recursos, entonces la producción comenzó a crecer, ¿ok? Tenían mejores tecnologías, más recursos y todo eso provocó que esta línea que estaba aquí, this line that is the frontier, the possibility curve frontier curve, could move, like in the video, move forward, okay? Now it changes, okay? Now it says more resources or increase productivity shift the PPC outward, it means hacia adelante, outward to the right, a la derecha, to the right from PPC1 to PPC2. This is possible production curve from 1 to production possibility curve number 2. And move over here, okay? This means that the economy can produce more of both. En este caso eran guns and butter. Vamos a utilizar el caso de los panes. En este ejemplo podía producir mucho más sándwich, como le dije. Los sándwiches, de 60 sándwiches que estaba produciendo, los puedes aumentar de repente a 80 más. De repente aquí eran pancakes. Aquí podíamos producir, qué sé yo, 100 pancakes. De repente ahora podemos producir por nueva tecnología y fue más productiva y hay más recursos. Entonces podemos producir más, podemos producir 120 pancakes, por ejemplo. ¿Ok? Y aumentó. Entonces, this frontier move from here to here. So it grows. Creció, chicos. ¿Entendido, chicos? Muy bien. That was today's, that was the last section of the, of this chapter. Now, remember, you have a document because you don't have a book. You have a document, a PDF document that talks about the topic. This is the topic that we just finished today, this topic. So I need you to write in your notebook, this is the title, section, what it says, section 3. Section 3, analyzing production possibility. You need to write that title in your notebook, and then you need to write the vocabulary. This is the vocabulary over here. This is the vocabulary. Remember, you have already this, the PowerPoint that you just saw is already in your platform, and also in the PowerPoint are the meanings of all these vocabulary. Okay, so you don't have to go forward. You don't have to look it up. All the answers are there in that PDF or in the PowerPoint that you have already in your platform. Okay, now you have an assignment. You have another assignment. Over here it says assessment on page where you don't have the book. But at the end of your document, the PDF, al final de su libro de PDF, su documento PDF, al final de su documento PDF que yo le envié, hay estas preguntas que están aquí. Y son sencillas, necesito que me las contesten. Las preguntas es la 1, la 2, la 3, la 4 y la 5. Son 5 preguntas que tienen que contestar en su cuaderno como assessment. Dice assessment. Assessment, ahí están las preguntas, la 1, la 2, la 3, la 4 y la 5. La contestan en su cuaderno. ¿Entendido, chicos? Okidoki, tienen toda la información en su plataforma, no tienen que buscar en ningún otro lado, Henry. Todo está ahí, toda la información ya se la he dado a usted. Usted tiene que entrar a la plataforma, abrirla, revisarla y realizar la tarea